Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and today I'm gonna be harvesting silver maple seeds. We are in, well, it's May Day, May 1st. Usually not a very common time for harvesting seeds and nuts and stuff like that in Germany. Most of our major nuts and seeds ripen in late summer or in autumn. And actually the first time I saw silver maple samaras with well-developed seeds in early May, I thought this is some problem caused by the severe droughts. But now I rummaged a little bit into the literature and I found, well, two references. One says, what was it, in North or South or some other Carolina, the samaras are available from April, and the other one said usually the seeds germinate very quickly after falling, usually in May. Well, both imply that in parts of North America this is quite normal for those things to fall down in April and May. Here we have a nice big tree in my city of Heidelberg. There was a time when the silver maple was quite popular as an ornamental. Nowadays most gardeners say, well, the branches are breaking quite easily, so we don't really like it in our cities, so they don't plant it that much anymore. But there was a time when they planted quite a lot, and there is still quite a good number of those trees around Germany. It's native to North America, and ich gucke, weil die runterfallen, und das heißt, dass die essbar sind. Deswegen will ich die mal mit Öl anbraten und probieren, wie sie schmecken. Ja, ich habe es noch nicht probiert. Ich will das jetzt mal probieren, und ich sammle ein paar Handvoll, dann schäle ich die und dann schaue ich, was dabei rauskommt.
Ah ja, aha. Ja, interessant. Also der lässt. Ist das normal, dass die jetzt alle runterfallen, oder ist das zu frühzeitig?
Ich dachte früher, das ist nicht normal. Jetzt habe ich kurz nachgelesen. Anscheinend ist das normal, dass die im April, Mai runterfallen.
Ah, ja, ja. Aha.
Also ich dachte auch zuerst, dass die irgendwie gestört sind durch die Trockenheit.
Auch, ja, ja. Ach, ja, es ist interessant.
Nee, das scheint normal zu sein. April, Mai kommen die runter.
Ja. Woher kommen Sie? Sie haben so einen Akzent?
Ich habe so einen Akzent. Nee, ich habe eine zu eine Nase. Meine Nase ist verstopft.
Ach so, ja, ja.
Nee, ich komme aus Bulgarien, aber ich bin seit 40 Jahren in Deutschland, also der Akzent sollte eigentlich weg sein.
Ja, ist es egal,
aber nee, meine Nase ist zu.
Alles klar. Aber ach so, ja, dann Sie sind an Natur interessiert. Ja.
Genau. Alles klar, dann schönen Tag noch. Ciao. So this was a local lady asking me what you can do with the seeds and if it's normal that the fruits come down so early. Well, what I wanted to say, it's from North America. It's being used as food by many animals. And this and other maples. Also, she said I have an accent, I must be a foreigner. I thought I just have a stuffy nose. Well, many animals eat parts of it, like some squirrels eat the buds, some other animals eat the seeds and so on. And actually all parts seem to be edible. Well, all parts soft enough seem to be edible for humans. Young buds and twigs and leaves, and the inner bark, and the flowers, and the fruit. Of course, it's a maple, so it produces maple syrup. And actually some people say it's superior to the maple syrup of Acer saccharinum, which is the sugar maple. The name of this one is Acer saccharinum, which is also derived from the word sugar. It seems to be of better quality than the sugar maple. I learned that a lot of maples have actually bad quality syrup, not tasting so good. Sugar maple tastes quite good. This one seems to taste better, but it produces a very low amount. And the seeds or samaras seem to be edible, and it seemed to be normal that they come down now. And usually they are being eaten fried. I mean, what I noticed, firstly, you have a giant amount of seeds. And secondly, they are quite easy to take out of the samara. So collecting quite a sensible quantity of those should be quite easy. Now, taste when they are raw. I already ate them in another video 1 or 2 years ago. They are bitter. Not so bitter as to make them completely unpalatable, but bitter enough to make them non-tasty for Westerners. I think Asians or Africans or Australian Aborigines, Germans, Australian Aborigines would actually like the taste. They like bitterness in their food. Not so Westerners. So I'll collect a couple handfuls, clean them in some more peaceful place where the Germans are not so scared by me. Oh yeah, I like to dress casually, if you haven't noticed yet. So the old German people around here are freaking out, so let's go somewhere else. So I collected quite a good amount of Samaras and retreated to a shady bench with table. Yeah, speaking of shady, I have rarely received so much attention. Two old people came out of the house where I was standing in front, not even yet collecting, and then they got into their car and sat there for like 10 minutes while I was researching the silver maple, and only then they drove away literally at snail's pace. I could have walked twice as fast. Mothers calling their children indoors, stuff like that. You notice those two people who made it into the video, they were just a small part of all the attention. Yeah, kind of funny, but sometimes also a little bit insulting. Well, and apart from that, why did I think that those maples, why did I first think that those maples were stressed by the drought? Well, because all our other maples, our native species, our native maple species, they ripen in autumn. Took me almost an hour for that little pile. I mean, they are beautiful, basically like pistachios, just not that tasty. I don't know. I think the calories you expend to clean those are more than the calories you're gonna get from those, especially since for this you would have to also use some oil. I mean, yeah, Native Americans and trappers and early settlers, they did a lot of hunting. They would still have a lot of fat available, a lot of animal fat mostly available in spring. European farmers not so much. They would have run out of animal fat by spring. They're about the size and shape of sunflower seeds. So I wonder if I roast them and the bitterness goes away and maybe the taste totally improves. Maybe you can basically nibble them like sunflower seeds, because then you do this basically in order to, yeah, pass time, and then the calorie calculation is not so important anymore. Now back at home, I roasted just a couple of them carefully, and then peeled 3 of the roasted ones, because you need 2 hands for that. And then I fried this entire handful. I didn't stop the time, but it felt like it took me, what, 3/4 of an hour to an hour to clean all those. Which is amazing, because their size is actually not that small. I fried those in vegetable oil, not in the animal oil I think was used normally by Native Americans and early settlers, and I did not put any salt or any spices on those. Let's first try the roasted ones. They've gotten a bit tough. There's some burnt taste to them. They taste basically, and they are bitter, they taste basically like burnt corn. You know, when you roast corn over the fire, the part that burns too much. But I don't think that it's for the same reason. Yes, I think the flavor of burnt corn is from the burning, but the bitterness of burnt corn is not because I burnt them too much. Here you can see, yeah, my phone is even worse at for. Here you can see, they are not overburnt. So the bitterness didn't go away. I just added some burnt flavor. I didn't want to roast them too much because I've noticed that with a lot of nuts like walnuts or hazelnuts, when the shell is just slightly turning brown, the nuts inside are already completely spoiled. But in this case it doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, no big improvement. Now let's see the fried ones. They look beautiful. A bit on the dry side. Can you hear my cheek crunch on them? That's not because I didn't clean them properly. Yeah, the bitterness did not go away. There is a nice taste of some fried stuff, like some fried seeds, but there is still some bitterness in the aftertaste. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of parts in maples which are considered edible taste incredibly bitter. Like when I tried birch bark and pine bark and maple bark, and birch buds and pine buds and maple buds, the maple stuff was always very bitter. So the bitterness is kind of reduced in those. It's mostly in the aftertaste. Was it worth the effort? I would say no. I will finish those, but probably throw away all the rest. No, it's a tempting looking seed, quite beautiful, and at a time where you don't have a lot of seeds, easy to collect from the streets, probably not that easy to collect in the forest where it's mixed with more litter. Easy to clean but slow to clean, and even when you fry it in oil, it retains some bitterness. No? If you have some hunter-gatherer lifestyle and crave for seeds in spring, it's a good thing to know, but basically, apart from that, not worth the trouble. I kind of like them despite the bitterness. So folks, tell me, what did I do wrong? Why didn't I manage to remove the bitterness? And tell me what you would do, or what you did do, or what you think you could do with maple seeds. Apart from that, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit-rich city of Heidelberg. And if you want to see more such content, it's usually not enough to subscribe to my channel, because YouTube kinda stopped recommending my videos even to subscribers. Better press the little bell icon to be notified of all new uploads.